First of all, thank you for traveling across India to come here for this important two-day performance review committee meeting. For me, the word performance review is kind of intimidating in my own way because all of you are quite accomplished people. Some of these maybe eventually at some point have to change the names in such a way these will become more of a collaborative brainstorming sessions than the other way. That's just my thought by looking at, because all of you are quite an accomplished people in my view. But anyway, so as you all know, welcome to whatever the committee, whatever the name that we have right now. As you all know, 65% of the population lives in rural areas. They call rural areas as their home still. So their dreams, aspirations, and well-being rest significantly in our hands. And I'm happy to say that under the visionary leadership of our Honorable Prime Minister, Sri Narendra Modi ji, and my respected Cabinet Minister, Sri Shivraj Singh Chauhan ji, we have made significant strides in rural development. And if you look at flagship schemes like Mandrega, Mandrega is the strongest weapon against rural unemployment and distress migration, especially during agricultural lean sessions. We're spending today close to 90 to 100,000 crores, more than that in some years, especially during COVID periods, annually. And we have created some of the most visible assets in rural communities, whether it is farm ponds, plantations, Anganwadis, cattle sheds. In my Andhra Pradesh alone, we built this year 22,000 gokulams, piggery sheds, fish ponds. And this Mandrega scheme has been a lifeblood for some of the states, especially when they are struggling with other financials. In Andhra Pradesh alone, we looked at, you go to any village, the entire CC concrete roads were done by Mandrega scheme. In the last 1 year alone, every area, if you go and see, the development is happening because of this Mandrega scheme. So I wanted to thank and congratulate all my department who has been doing a wonderful job, because this is not a small amount of work. It requires a lot of coordination. And we all, when we look at these schemes, you can see there are ways that you can improve, definitely take it to the next level. But the amount of hard work that it goes to organize, to ensure, and the money, the money that you guys spend in these states, there is a limited amount of money, and my people fight to get you money. So I want you to thank all my department people here once again. And obviously it all depends on, in every opportunity depends on how different states and different people use it when they were given. And some states, they use it meaningfully and create visible assets, and some states treat this as a wage payment alone. So I hope everybody shift the idea behind Mandrega is not only a wage payment, but to create a meaningful assets. And adopting diversified work, what I mean by that is, when you take it, every village, you have to envision how you want a Viksit Bharat village should be. Obviously having 1 year, maybe concrete roads will last for 10 years, 20 years, depending on how you do it. 1 year you focus exclusively on Anganwadi centers, and 1 year you focus on complete plantation. Like this, depending on your community needs, ensuring that a village get a diversified and a quality work, giving the choice to you is the most important thing. I hope you take community participation literally and make this Mandrega program even more successful than what it is today. And then if you look at the Awas Yojana, obviously more than 3 crore houses have been built, and another 2 crore houses have been sanctioned, and they must be completed by 2029. And even though it has 1.2 lakh as unit cost, there are effective convergence mechanisms, whether it is sanitation, Ujjwala, electricity, piped drinking water through various other schemes. I hope you continue to utilize them. and complete these houses in a timely manner. And even though there, people might say there is an inflation and all that stuff, there are effective ways how you can build these homes. Like I went to Assam. They were able to build it with shade walls and a creative roof. And we have beautiful institutions in this country where they can give you the material cost in a sustainable manner and a cost-effective manner as well. So therefore, please utilize them. And also, when whatever we propose is one thing, but you all can bring some innovative ideas and exchange with us. How you would do housing. If you look at me, not every house have to be the same size. There are single people, just two people living in different houses. And states have a lot of flexibility to come up with creative models where it does, apartment concepts can be done in rural areas with limited, common sharing kitchens and other stuff. So obviously you can reduce quite a bit of cost. So those kind of creative things are needed in my view. And then you look at Gram Sadak Yojana. Obviously so far we have laid 7.56 lakh kilometers and connected 1.83 lakh eligible habitations so far. If you look at 23-24 alone, over 30,000 kilometers of roads were laid. Out of that, 1,200 long span bridges were constructed. Again, PMGSY 1, 2, 3, and now we came up with the 4. Again, even here, the idea of the road construction is part of the state subject. However, the central government has taken an initiative to build these fine quality roads. In my view, the PMGSY roads last longer. They are built with better technologies. The norms are quite strict. And I hope all the states, even the roads that you are building in your own states, can be taken as an inspiration from PMGSY roads and built in that model. And also, if you look at some states are advancing. I went to Uttar Pradesh recently. They're using different technology that are lasting much longer, and reuse of those roads is much more cost effective than the other technologies. But I hope other states can learn from those best practices and work along those lines. So to have a Viksit Bharat, even the last mile must feel like the fast line or lane, like our expressways, to have our villages to the next level. And then self-help groups. As you all know, more than 10 crore rural women are in part of self-help groups. There are around 90 lakh self-help groups in the country with a bank linkage of almost 11 lakh crore. And we have given close to 60,000 crores capitalization support. And with all this support, we have 1.5 crore Lakhpati Didis, and our goal is to get to 3 crore Lakhpati Didis. Again, here the state governments play a crucial role on how we build them. If we utilize 50% of the women force as a powerful force, India's GDP can at least be increased another 30 to 40%. And a lot of these rural women are not looking just for charity, they are looking for an opportunity. So how you build that is really rest on you. For example, a lot of women, when I go and talk to them, they will say, I don't know what to do, but I want to do something. So giving that kind of education, mass awareness campaigns, taking few rural village, not everybody can be an entrepreneur, but at least in a given village, I can guarantee you 10, 20 people would be really interested in becoming quality entrepreneurs. So how do you take local MSMEs? How do you teach them design, marketing, access to the markets, exhibitions, right? Digital platforms, retail tie-ups. A lot of these women cannot go and tie up with all these local retail chains. So the state governments have an enormous responsibility and an opportunity to link them, not only locally, but globally as well. And as Secretary Sir has said, DDU-GKY, RSET, NSAP, all these programs have a phenomenal role depending on how you use it. DDU-GKY, almost 17 lakh rural youth were trained, out of them 11 lakh got employment. RSET, 56 lakh youth were trained and 41 lakh successfully settled. And the settlement rate was 75% is what we expected, and it's being achieved in most of the places. and National Social Assistance Program is helping the states to pitch in a little bit. And then Disha dashboard, as Kamlesh Paswanji has said, more than 97 central schemes are part of it. I also reviewed in a couple of my Disha schemes. A lot of these things are highly valuable if you use it. For example, I was looking at this Disha. Depending on how the central schemes are being implemented, you can give rankings to even MPs, right? Best performing MPs. This is how you create accountability. And whoever is performing lowest, right? The best gets the credit and the others get the accountability. So like these innovative ways, you can create transparency, accountability, and help us. So in all, I wanted to say, we're not just implementing schemes. If we all work together, we can create a new chapter of India's growth story. In every village, every family can have a dignified house. Every village can be connected with the quality roads, and both rural youth and women can be empowered. And this vision is not a dream, and it can be quite achievable. And China has achieved within the 10 to 15 years. And India, why not India cannot achieve these kind of stuff? But it requires all of us to work with renewed energy, innovative thinking, out-of-box thinking, and a deep commitment, using technology, being transparent, and working teamwork. Teamwork means not just all of us, all our field functionaries, partner institutions, everybody working together by providing timely decisions, training opportunity, infrastructure, all of these, we can definitely get India to the next level. Please remember, nation looks to you with hope and confidence. The rural communities trust you with their future, and history will judge us by our actions today. Therefore, let us move from schemes to sustainable transformation and build a Viksit Gaon as part of our Viksit Bharat. Thank you once again.